the Chicago Bulls make the playoffs in the current 2021 NBA season? What is going on, y'all? Faiz Sports Talk back at it with another video talking, of course, some Bulls. So if you're a Bulls fan, make sure to hit that big red subscribe button down below. Hit the bell icon so you're notified every time I drop a new video, guys, and follow me on all my social media platforms. Links, as always, down below for that. So you see the question. Let's get into it. All right, so a lot of you guys, a lot of Bulls fans have had this question on their mind. You guys have reached out to me, asked me about this as well. So obviously I wanted to come on and make a video about it and give my quick thoughts on this question. So before the Vooch trade, all right, everything was different. The expectations were different. And making the playoffs was a semi-goal, really. I told you before the Vooch trade, the main goal was development, right? Development of the young guys. And that's all I cared about, right? If we made the playoffs, great. It was gravy, icing, cherry on top. But after the Vooch trade, expectations changed. Everything changed, all right? And so after the Vooch trade, now the Bulls were expected to make the playoffs because the timeline got expedited, right? Because you now surround Zach LaVine with another All-Star. You have two All-Stars on your team, and two All-Stars should be more than enough for you to make the playoffs, especially in the Eastern Conference. So the expectation is, or I should say was, but now is, that the Bulls make the playoffs. Well, let's take a look at how that's going on right now, okay? The Bulls had reeled off 3 straight wins, and then they lose to the Atlanta Hawks. And right now they sit 10th in the Eastern Conference at a record of 22-29. All right, so they are multiple games under 500 and on the outside looking in. All right, and we've played a number of games now with Vooch, and it has not translated to a winning record. All right, with Nikola Vucevic. Now, in Vooch's defense and in the Bulls' defense a little bit, a lot of that is to do with the fact that the Bulls have a tough schedule. But here's my main thing. If the Bulls are only beating the bad teams that they're supposed to beat, but not beating the good teams that they now should be able to beat, where's the improvement, right? That's not what you want. And again, it's still very early. I'm not panicking. I'm not freaking out. But what I want to see is the Bulls start winning games against the quality teams. We know they can beat up on the bottom feeders, all right? We were there at one point, very, not far ago. And now the Bulls should be in a different territory of being at that level of a playoff team and being able to beat other good teams. So I say all that to say, let's take a look at the schedule for the rest of the season, and I'll tell you if the Bulls will make the playoffs or not, okay? So the tough teams that the Bulls play in the rest of their games to end this season. You got the Celtics twice. You got the Nets twice. You got the Heat twice. You got the Bucks twice. You got a Sixers team as well. So there are a ton of tough teams left, okay? And this obviously does not bode well for the Bulls, who again are in the 10th spot, right? And we take a look at the teams in the East, right? And I'm just going to tell you, not even like how they're stacked up right now in terms of record. I'm just going to tell you these are teams that are guaranteed to make the playoffs. Like, I have no doubt they'll make it. Philly, Brooklyn, Milwaukee, Miami, Boston. Those 5 teams will make the playoffs. So that leaves you 3 spots, potentially 4, because remember the play-in tournament, you can be the 9th seed, and if you're, I believe, within a few games of the 8th seed, you guys play for that last spot. So 3, potentially 4 spots left. Well, the other teams that currently have a playoff record, they're currently in the playoffs right now based off of record, are the Atlanta Hawks, the Charlotte Hornets, and the New York Knicks. All right, and then you've got right underneath, or above the Bulls, I should say, the Pacers. The Pacers, when healthy, I believe are a playoff team. The Knicks have played like a playoff team this year. The Atlanta Hawks have all the talent in the world to be a playoff team. The Charlotte Hornets are the one surprising team in that, but they also have a bunch of talented players. So let's say you take out the Hornets, all right? And that opens up a spot. Atlanta's been playing great, so we can give them a spot. That's 6th right there. And between New York, Indy, Chicago, that's 3 teams and 2 spots left. So it's very tough, and especially with the schedule we have, it makes it even tougher, folks. So to me, it's not looking good in terms of the Bulls making the playoffs unless they go on, and beat these tough teams. I just feel like the rest of this season is going to be about meshing together, getting the chemistry right. I could see the Bulls getting to that 9th spot and maybe playing for the 8th seed, right, in that play-in tournament. But again, tough schedule. But the one thing about the NBA is that doesn't mean we face all these teams at their full strength. A lot of guys can be sitting out at the end of the year. We could face a lot of these teams without their stars. But I'm telling you right now, if these guys play, their star players play, it's not looking very good. And so I'm going to have to say that I believe the Bulls missed the playoffs just barely, probably, play for that play-in seed, but we're probably sticking around that 9th, 10th spot like we are right now, just because of the fact that, again, the schedule's tough. There's a lot of teams on the border in the East, and the Bulls still need time to mesh with, the new guys, right, with Vooch, Tice, all these new guys that have been playing. And so to me, that's really how I see it. Now, hopefully, the Bulls can go on a run, but, the rotation is still not fully set. Billy Donovan's figuring things out. This doesn't mean, folks, that I'm down on the team, right? This year is been a crazy year for the Bulls. I will never regret the Vooch trade. Don't get me wrong there. And so to me, again, this year was going to be a weird year for the Bulls. We're in year 1 of the new regime. I have absolute hope that we're going to turn this thing around. And we already have, obviously, in terms of talent. But in terms of this season, playoffs is looking really tough. So let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment down below if you agree or disagree, as always. Thanks for watching.